This transmission, received and revealed by Sarah Warton, confirms what many have long intuited. The Golden Age is no longer a prophecy. It is locked. According to the Arcturians, Earth has successfully crossed the vibrational threshold required for her rebirth into Earth 2.0. What lies ahead is not just a shift in energy, but a complete reconstruction of our collective existence. From timelines to thought structures, everything is being recoded. You're not just watching a new world emerge, you're participating in its construction. And through this journey, you'll remember why your soul chose to be here, exactly at this time. Golden Age confirmed by galactic timeline records. When Sarah entered a state of deep meditative attunement guided by the Arcturians, she was shown what appeared to be a living library made entirely of moving geometric light. This was no metaphor. It was the galactic timeline records, a multidimensional archive that stores the energetic imprint of every planetary evolution. As she was guided through these radiant memory corridors, one specific timeline began to glow more brightly than the rest. It was Earth's golden age, locked, activated, and irreversible. What she witnessed wasn't the beginning of the shift. It was the confirmation that Earth had already stepped beyond the tipping point. The Arcturians explained that once a planetary collective reaches a minimum threshold of vibrational coherence, a sort of divine encryption occurs. This is what they call a timeline seal. It means that while surface events may still seem chaotic, the foundation of Earth 2.0 is now permanently anchored in the universal memory field. There is no going back, only forward into higher light. Sarah was told this confirmation isn't to be mistaken for completion. There's still work ahead, but the spiritual infrastructure has been secured. It's like a house finally having its frame in place. Walls may still be built, but the structure is no longer theoretical. Your soul, through lifetimes of preparation, helped forge the timeline that is now protected by cosmic law. And every breath you take in alignment with truth strengthens that sacred architecture even more. The Arcturian beacon that activated humanity's DNA. Sarah recalled the exact moment it happened. She wasn't in meditation or a sacred space. She was standing in her kitchen when a pulse of light passed through her chest like a wave of remembering. Days later, during communication with the Arcturian Council, she learned this was not random. Earth had been flooded with a galactic beacon designed specifically to activate dormant crystalline DNA in prepared humans. The Arcturians described the beacon as a harmonic code, released through the central sun and translated by Earth's energy field. It was subtle, not meant to shock, but to awaken. Those who received it began noticing internal shifts. Vivid dreams, deep emotional releases, spontaneous clarity. Sarah said it felt like her soul was being tapped on the shoulder after a long sleep, reminded that she carried keys long forgotten. This DNA activation isn't just personal, it's collective. The more people who integrate the beacon's frequency, the more coherent Earth's field becomes. That coherence stabilizes the new golden age grid. Sarah described the feeling like tuning into a divine orchestra. Some notes had been silent for centuries, but the melody is returning, and this time, everyone is invited to sing. The Earth 2.0 framework hidden within us all. In one of her most profound transmissions, Sarah was shown Earth 2.0, not as a distant planet or ethereal idea, but as a living framework encoded inside every human soul. She saw it like a light map beneath the skin, dormant until activated by intention, love, and resonance. The Arcturians confirmed, Earth 2.0 is not somewhere we go. It's something we become when the inner world stabilizes into truth. This framework holds the architecture of unity, peace, and multidimensional awareness. Each person carries a unique piece of the design. No two are alike, yet all fit perfectly. When we align with our higher self, speak from the soul, and honor the divine in others, we activate the code. Sarah likened it to a puzzle that assembles only when each piece accepts its shape and stops trying to be something else. What this means is profound. The Golden Age isn't built by institutions. It's revealed through you. Earth 2.0 doesn't require invention. It requires remembrance. The framework is already here, quietly humming in the background of every heart. As Sarah said, you don't need to create paradise. You just need to stop ignoring the heaven inside you. The final separation of false light and organic light. Sarah began noticing something strange. Certain teachings, once beautiful, began to feel hollow. Certain leaders, once radiant, now felt performative. She brought this confusion to the Arcturians, and their response was direct. The false light is being exposed. In this next phase, there will be a complete energetic separation between light that controls and light that liberates. False light imitates truth but seeks to seduce, manipulate, or dominate. It may speak in love, but it vibrates in hierarchy. Organic light is humble, steady, and asks for nothing in return. Sarah was told that many will face this fork in their awakening journey, not as a punishment, but as a soul refinement. Can you feel truth without proof? Can you release a teacher who once saved you if they no longer resonate? This separation is one of the final filters before Earth 2.0 stabilizes. It doesn't happen through debate. It happens through energetic discernment. Sarah encourages us to stop asking, is this good or bad? And begin asking, does this strengthen my soul or dilute it? That question alone can divide illusion from truth, and that's what this new age demands, clarity, not charisma. Entering the gridless reality beyond synthetic time. Time had always felt strange to Sarah, days blurring, nights stretching, a sense that something deeper pulsed beneath the ticking of clocks. Eventually, the Arcturians revealed the truth. Earth is phasing out of synthetic time. The old 24-hour matrix is a relic of control, linear, looping, and detached from cosmic rhythm. As Earth 2.0 stabilizes, we're entering a gradeless reality, where time is not measured but felt. In this new space, reality flows like breath, expanding and contracting based on intention and resonance. Manifestation becomes faster, but only if the heart is coherent. Karma no longer plays out over years. It echoes instantly. Sarah saw this as a return to sacred timing, where divine orchestration replaces deadlines. It's not about having more time. It's about finally living in the truth of it. This shift can feel disorienting at first, but Sarah reminds us, this is your natural state. You were never meant to be enslaved by schedules and scarcity. Your body remembers spiral time. Your soul navigates by rhythm. In Earth 2.0, life unfolds not through force, but by alignment with your inner clock, the one that ticks in light, not ours. The Silence Protocol. Why you've been feeling the void. Sarah began receiving emails and messages from people all over the world saying the same thing. I feel blank. I'm not receiving anything. Is something wrong with me? She brought this concern into her communication with the Arcturians, and their answer was both comforting and profound. You are in the Silence Protocol. This isn't emptiness, it's calibration. Before a great frequency shift, the field goes quiet to allow realignment. This pause is necessary. Just as the body rests before healing and the earth stills before a storm, consciousness enters a void space before anchoring new frequencies. Sarah saw it as standing in the eye of a galactic hurricane, everything calm, but power pulsing all around. The Arcturians explained that during the Silence Protocol, our higher systems are downloading structural blueprints that can't be interpreted in noise. So if you felt numb, unmotivated, or emotionally neutral, you're not broken. You're preparing. This stillness is sacred. Sarah calls it the chamber of sacred neutrality, where our soul is resculpted without the distraction of outer movement. Soon, the silence will lift, and you'll emerge with clarity that doesn't just guide your path, it redefines it. The lock-in phase and the stabilization of new earth codes. In a deep trance state, Sarah witnessed what looked like golden filaments wrapping around the earth like threads of divine circuitry. The Arcturians explained this was the lock-in phase, a stage where the energetic infrastructure of Earth 2.0 is sealed into the planetary grid. These filaments are not physical, but vibrational anchors that ensure the new timeline can no longer collapse back into distortion. Once this stabilization is complete, Earth will exist in dual frames for a short period, one visible, one vibrational. This means that while the world may appear the same on the surface, those with elevated consciousness will begin interacting with a completely new reality overlaid onto the old. Sarah described it like tuning to a higher channel on the same frequency band. A new world right here, right now. The lock-in phase is cosmic confirmation that Earth 2.0 is not a concept. It is an operational system. As you align with these codes through your daily actions, thoughts, and emotional integrity, you reinforce the field's structure. Sarah often reminds others, your truth-telling, your healing, your peace, that's not personal, that's planetary. You are part of the scaffolding that holds this golden age in place. Your role is a fractal key to the master blueprint. Sarah was once shown a crystalline blueprint floating in a field of light. So complex, so intricate, it pulsed like a living being. Then she saw something astonishing. Each human soul was a fractal key, a specific frequency required to unlock parts of this divine design. No soul was random. Each was a perfect piece of the master code Earth needs to fully transition. This means your presence isn't passive, it's essential. When you live in truth, embody love, and align with your unique soul frequency, you activate codes that no one else can. Sarah calls this the fractal ignition. It doesn't require perfection, only authenticity. The blueprint doesn't respond to what you pretend to be. It responds to who you truly are beneath conditioning. In Earth 2.0, participation isn't based on worth, it's based on willingness. The Arcturians said it simply, show up as your soul, and the map reveals itself. If you felt small, lost, or unimportant, it's only because the system has numbed your recognition of self. You are not just in the new Earth. You are helping it form through your very being. Arcturian light sculptors and the architecture of thought. Sarah was once taken, energetically, into what looked like a temple made of liquid crystal. Inside, she saw beings shaping thoughts into geometric forms, adjusting their angles, tuning their tones. These were Arcturian light sculptors, masters who design and calibrate the energetic infrastructure of civilizations. They explain that thoughts are not invisible, they are architecture, forming the scaffolding of reality. Every thought sent into the field creates structure. Loving thoughts stabilize, fearful thoughts distort. In Earth 2.0, thought forms build quickly. There is no delay. This is why many are experiencing instant manifestations, synchronicities, or consequences. Sarah says we are entering the era of conscious construction, where inner dialogue is no longer private. It's planetary architecture in motion. This is not to fear, it's to empower. You are a builder now, not just a thinker. Every time you anchor hope, gratitude, and clarity, you're helping the light sculptors craft a civilization that reflects soul rather than shadow. Sarah invites us all to become architects of light. Speak as if your words build bridges. Think as if your thoughts form temples. Because now, they do. The Great Memory Return and the Collapse of Amnesia Fields. Sarah always wondered why awakening felt like remembering. Why truths long buried came rushing back with no teacher, no textbook. The Arcturians explained this is the Great Memory Return, a cosmic event where the amnesia fields that once shielded humanity are dissolving. These fields were never punishment. They were protection, allowing souls to grow through experience without being overwhelmed by multidimensional knowledge. But now, the veil is thinning and soul memory is streaming in like sunlight through a cracked ceiling. People are recalling past lives, star origins, ancient skills, and collective truths buried for eons. Sarah says this isn't fantasy, it's frequency. When your field becomes coherent, memory floods in, not through the brain, but through the soul's resonance with truth. The collapse of amnesia fields is one of the final initiations into Earth 2.0. It returns to you what was always yours: identity, clarity, mastery. You may feel overwhelmed, disoriented, or emotional during this phase. That's okay. Sarah encourages grounding, journaling, and trusting the unfolding. Because the more you remember, the more you become who you came here to be. Plasma light infusion and the dissolution of duality. Sarah once awoke from sleep feeling as though her body was glowing from the inside, her cells buzzing, her heart lit with golden warmth. The Arcturians later confirmed she was experiencing a plasma light infusion, streams of intelligent light from higher dimensional suns that are now entering Earth's core and human energy fields. These infusions don't just energize, they recalibrate our very structure. Plasma light holds no polarity. It does not carry good or bad signatures. It transmits pure balance. As it moves through Earth's energetic body and ours, it begins to dissolve duality, the old 3D game of judgment, separation, and conflict. Sarah describes it as feeling neutral but powerful, like standing in a space where all arguments collapse into understanding. This is why many are suddenly losing interest in arguments, drama, and even their former identities. The infusion is burning away false narratives, identities, and outdated programs. You're not becoming indifferent, you're becoming unified. Sarah encourages embracing this shift, even when it feels unfamiliar. The more you allow this plasma to move through you, the more your inner world begins to mirror the architecture of light. Quantum soul clusters and collective ascension pathways. During a group meditation with several awakened friends, Sarah felt an unmistakable field emerge, a web of light that wrapped around all of them, communicating without words. Later, the Arcturians explained this was a quantum soul cluster, a group of souls bound by shared frequency, origin, and mission, rising together through the corridors of ascension. These clusters are now activating all across Earth. We've been taught to walk the path alone, but that time is ending. Soul clusters are here to accelerate awakening, stabilize timelines, and support planetary architecture. Each cluster has an encoded frequency, some meant to heal, others to innovate, lead, teach, or protect. Sarah learned that when these clusters connect intentionally, they create collective ascension pathways, lifting each member more efficiently than if they journeyed solo. You may already feel your cluster through dreams, synchronicities, or sudden connections with souls who feel instantly familiar. Earth 2.0 doesn't thrive on isolation. It blossoms through energetic cooperation. Sarah encourages you to listen for the quiet call, the invitation to gather, unite, and co-create, because the next phase of ascension is not just personal, it's synergistic. The emotional grid upgrade and heart-sourced intelligence. Sarah always knew emotion was important, but it wasn't until she had a vivid vision of golden threads emerging from her heart that she realized emotion is the new intelligence. The Arcturians revealed that Earth's emotional grid, an etheric web connecting all hearts, is currently undergoing a massive upgrade. This isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about refining it as a navigational tool for the new Earth. Emotions in Earth 2.0 are not chaotic. They're directional. Fear points to misalignment. Joy confirms resonance. Grief clears distortion. Sarah was shown that as we become more emotionally fluent, we become more electromagnetically precise. Our emotions no longer confuse us. They guide us. And this emotional guidance system now determines how smoothly we transition into the golden age. This grid responds instantly to coherence. When you forgive, speak truth, or feel gratitude, your signal strengthens. When you repress or betray yourself, your heart's field flickers. Sarah reminds us that the most powerful intelligence now is not logic. It's feeling aligned and true. In Earth 2.0, the mind no longer leads. The heart becomes the primary compass for a soul-led civilization. But spiritual governance through harmonic resonance. In an astral experience, Sarah found herself inside what looked like a cosmic council, not of rulers, but of radiant beings emitting frequencies so stable they shaped the space around them. The Arcturians explained she was witnessing spiritual governance in action, leadership based not on authority, but on harmonic resonance. In this system, the most coherent frequency becomes the guiding tone. This model replaces competition with coherence. Those who hold truth, clarity, and divine neutrality naturally become lighthouses in the field. Their leadership isn't declared, it's felt. Sarah saw how a single aligned being can stabilize thousands simply by existing in frequency integrity. In Earth 2.0, power doesn't move through hierarchy. It moves through vibrational trust. This means you don't need permission to lead. You need alignment. When your energy field harmonizes with divine truth, you become a node of influence. Sarah says this is why the old models are collapsing. They can't survive in a system governed by resonance. In the Golden Age, the true leaders are not loud. They are clear. The etheric recalibration of Earth's sound matrix. One day, while meditating in nature, Sarah began hearing tones, gentle at first, then rising in complexity. They were not coming from the outside world. They were within her, vibrating her spine and calming her thoughts. The Arcturians later revealed this was part of the etheric recalibration of Earth's sound matrix, a subtle but powerful retuning of the frequencies that shape all matter. Sound is the architect of form. Every mountain, river, tree, and even every thought has its foundation in frequency. The sound matrix is Earth's unseen symphony, and as we shift into Earth 2.0, this matrix is being rewritten to support coherence, peace, and unity. Sarah says this is why some people are hearing high-pitched frequencies, tones in silence, or feeling emotional during music. The field is singing a new song. Tuning into this new sound doesn't require special skill. It requires stillness. When you quiet your mind, you may begin to hear the sacred tones guiding your path. Sarah encourages listening to the inner symphony, trusting that even in silence, the soul is hearing instructions.